Welcome in, everybody, to Betting Pros. And no, wait a minute. Well, that's the wrong thing. Welcome into Fantasy Pros. No, that's the wrong thing. Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me is the Welsh. We are brought to you every single day here on Leading Off. I don't even know what show I'm doing half the time, Welsh. It's craziness. This has happened to me more than once, by the way. And we're happy to have all the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks here in the chat live. We're brought to you by PrizePicks, which is a fantastic place to go make some money and watch some baseball and have some fun. The Welsh was watching some baseball last night. He and Bogman were out at the game last night for Arizona. Not the greatest result for your Diamondbacks, but Welsh, nice to be at a baseball game, I imagine.
It was very good. I actually look a little rough. It was a full day. I told you I got up from this show and I went out to downtown Phoenix, and Bogman and I went to a nice little bourbon room and hung out, and we spent the whole day in downtown Phoenix, watched the game. I got to watch my home run call happen live on
That's
the other
a good
team.
thing.
And I think I've officially figured something else out, Bogman. Oh, you're not Bogman.
It's Freaky Friday, everybody. That's what we'll have. It's Freaky Friday.
Corbin Carroll sucks. I'm officially done with that. Corbin Carroll sucks. I'm out.
Oh, he's the worst player ever,
yep.
right? Yeah.
This is getting changed. I'm changing this for Monday. Maybe it's a reverse curse. I don't know, but I had everything going for Carroll last night. Had a 3-0 count, almost had a walk, couldn't do it.
Do you remember when Julio Rodriguez sucked in April last year? Do we remember that? Can I remind everybody that? Relax. Be patient, everybody. It's going to be fine.
I'm over it. But Freddie Freeman did get me on the board. That's all that really matters. We finally got back into it.
Justin calling you out. Corbin Carroll's a trash panda. There you go. He is not a trash panda. He is a very good baseball player. He's going to have a very good season. Buy low. He's going to be in your trade video next week. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Guarantee. I'm going to be buying him right now. I was trying to kick the tires on him in a league, and people were like, I don't really want to deal Corbin Carroll. I was like, okay. Now it's the perfect time. This is the calm before the storm. Go back and look at Julio Rodriguez's April, folks. If you forgot, it's a harsh reminder. No home runs. I think he hit about like 220 or something like that. It was terrible. People were saying they were going to send him back. Go ahead. You have the Julio.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up right now. What I've continuously done, and I'm obviously the big defender, and he has killed multiple. Multiple bets for me. But the thing that's killing me is the no walks, and I can't get over it. I can't get over how he will not generate a walk. He got to a 3-ball count last night and then started swinging and ended up grounding out to first. It's just kind of continuously what he does. He's just so hyper aggressive. All right, so last March, April, for Julio Rodriguez, where the hell did it go? I just had it. And he had, here we go. I don't know why this is. Julio Rodriguez.
No, the internet works, Welsh. That's
no, I don't. I was at a bourbon bar yesterday. I was on 2023. All right, he hit 205 between March and April. No homers, 7 walks to 30 strikeouts. The second most strikeouts he ever had in a month. And he did, though, have 9 stolen bases. So Corbin Carroll's on base to do it, though.
That's fine. Wonky Penguin, of course, owning the chat as always. But don't look at Jared Kelnick's April. No, don't, because that's a bad thing to do of last year. Don't look at that at all. But seriously, I mean, even Bobby Wood had a slow start last year. There's always a lot of expectations on these guys.
I'm being dramatic.
I know you are, but I know there's people out there that are already being very dramatic about Corbin Carroll and going, why did we get so aggressive on Corbin Carroll? Relax. It's April 7th, and it's Good Friday. I know a lot of people are on the holiday, so people are off with their kids doing things. They're, attending services, doing all these things. So you can always watch it back on the YouTube channel if you missed it already. And I know we promised a video, but even though Welsh cut the video down, it's still too large for StreamYard. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to the powers that be, see if we can get up on the YouTube channel as a short. So that'll be a good time. So you can watch Welsh and myself compete at Dave & Buster's. It's only a 2-minute video, but it's too big for the StreamYard here on this. So we'll get that up there for you. But I have some fun things today for you, because I did promise a fun Friday, and I don't want to let people hang. So let's get to the headlines from yesterday's games. Freddie Freeman powering the Dodgers past the Diamondbacks. I was happy because I put money on Freddie Freeman at plus 450, did a home run. And guess what? It was the only other bet I made, and it made up for my terrible parlay where Lance Lynn got the crap beat out of him. More on that coming up. Evan Phillips recorded the second save on Thursday. Gratterall hasn't been a factor at all. He has not pitched well, and he has been banged up.
They said he was banged up. He was banged up last night too. That was why Phil Bickford came in the 8th. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? And Phillips looks like he's the save guy, which was what we thought initially, and then we heard some other rumors. Mookie Betts was back in the line, so that's good. Orlando Arcia delivers a walk-off against the Padres in that same game for the Braves. Spencer Strider struck out 9 guys in that one. Pierce Johnson recorded his second save on Thursday for the Colorado Rockies, and Daniel Bard's absence. We don't know when he's going to be back. Fascinating game there with the Rockies and the Nats. Welsh, Josiah Gray, and Kyle Freeland just throwing goose eggs up there. What'd you make of that?
Yeah, we actually had that. That one was out and it was on while we were kind of out just hanging around downtown because there weren't a ton of games on. And we were both staring at, we actually went to Guy Fieri's restaurant that was right next to Chase Stadium. And we were sitting there and we're watching. And I just kept looking over and I was like, why are there no runs in this game? Like Josiah Gray and Cal, what's going on? And then we looked and it was 1-0. Just a lot of bad contact. This is where Colorado's supposed to do. If there were a couple, I think Jerks of Profile might have robbed a homer as well. But yeah, it was a wild game. Kyle Freeland actually pitching pretty well, and Josiah Gray sneaky in some spots. Josiah Gray definitely a streamer in appropriate matchups. I think you can actually throw him out there. As can you?
Yeah, who would have thought the appropriate matchup would be in Colorado in the day? That did not have my bingo card marked off. That's for sure. Let's continue on with some of the other things we had from yesterday in headlines. Garrett Whitlock whiffing 8 in AA, so he's on his way back. That's great. If he's floating around your waiver wire, pick him up now. Don't wait. Pick him up now. Please listen to me. Vlad Guerrero Jr. had 3 hits and a homer in the victory as well. Plus, the most important headline of yesterday, not to be buried in the lead, is our good friend Kelly Kirby, the wonky penguin herself, who has been working as a freelancer here at Fantasy Pros for the last 2 years, I believe, if memory serves. Well, guess what? Freelancer no more. She is now full-time with us at Fantasy Pros. So I want everybody in the chat to congratulate the wonky penguin. Congratulate Kelly. Well-deserved. One of the smartest and hardest working folks out there in the baseball space, in the, Fantasy Pros world. We are so happy to have her as part of our Fantasy Pros full-time family here. So give her some congrats, throw some love to the wonky penguin.
I love that the most recent comment is classic Kelly snark of see if you can get Corbin Carroll for Josiah Gray, everyone. I love the Kelly snark.
There it is.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
But that's the brand. Again,
that's what I'm saying. That's Kelly's brand. That's Kelly's brand. Congrats.
And just 2 years ago, the penguin was just a peanut and a Cracker Jack. That's all. She was just hanging out in the chat, watching the baseball.
All grown up.
She's all grown up. And here she is. So fantastic day for us. So that made my day yesterday. Legitimately made my day yesterday. I was so happy. What doesn't make people's days are injuries. Michael Harris exiting with back issues. Ugh, that's never a good thing. Backs are never good. Jazz Chisholm expects to play today against the Mets after that shoulder stinger that he had. Speaking of the Mets, Omar Narvaez going to the IL. He's going to miss 8 to 9 weeks, Welsh. Look, the Mets have nothing to lose by playing Alverez. If Alverez is out there in your league, and chances are, I would say around 50% he is, if not more. I'd have to check what he is right now in terms of roster percentage, but there's no reason for the Mets not to give him a shot and let him get some at-bats. You don't bring this guy up to sit, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no. Well, that's the reason why he wasn't here before. If they were going to allow him to just sit, he would have probably made the opening day roster. But no, they wanted him to get run. He's going to get to be one of the guys here. And actually, what's great about this? In a lot of spots, he doesn't have catcher eligibility right now. So if you can get him in these games, we can reacquire. He was util only, which kept him off a couple spots. That's actually why I think he's more available than you would expect because of that stupid util only. But yeah, no, pick up Francisco Alverez. Bat was going early in AAA, even running a little bit. And as long as the catching stuff doesn't get really, really awful, which at this point, what are the catchers doing? They're just framing. You can't throw anymore. You can't throw any guys out or anything like that. It's just about framing. So if the framing is up there, they don't even need to call the games, especially in a veteran pitching staff like that. What Alvarez is required to do is so much less than a catcher was like 10 years ago. Legit, you barely have to throw because they're stealing and you don't have to even call the game. So just frame. You're all good. Francisco Alvarez, definitely a pickup.
42% rostered on CBS. I like to use CBS because a lot more people are paying for it as opposed to free stuff. I always think that's a better one to look at. Some also cool little things here from the chat. Larry wants to know when the cousin Donnie betting segment is making the show. I too want to know that. I'm looking forward to that as well.
I would love to see Donnie just like make a bet every day. You know how like we flip the coin for the homer?
Just
like
random,
just Donnie, just say
random
something.
Donnie bets.
Say a
He
team,
can put him in.
say a
Donnie,
prop. Yeah.
Arizona, it's legal. You go out there, you make a bet. We're gonna whatever you're betting on that day, we'll put it on the show. The official / unofficial cousin Donnie bet of the day. Let's continue on with some of the headlines too, and talk about some of the ups and downs from yesterday. Vlad Guerrero was certainly an up, 3 for 5 with a homer, 2 runs, and an RBI for him. Rafael Devers, who I kicked myself, Welsh. I had him in the PrizePicks. He was going to be my home run pick. I kept going back and forth. I did not get my home run pick. I should have picked Devers. I would be at 2 right now.
Thinking the same way. Devers, I wanted to put in multiple things, the PrizePicks across, and I didn't. I did.
Here's the fun thing too. How mad were you that I came back in my first day I had a home run? Did that really tweak you because you were on the cold streak yesterday?
Oh, yeah, all of it. It's insane. You came right out the gates with the Wander Franco homer. I mean, listen, I was in a dilemma. You got to understand. Last night there are 48,000 people. 20 of them were probably Dodger fans, but I'm sitting on Diamondback fans as a Diamondback fan, and I needed one base. I needed one hit from Freddie Freeman to cash 2 different bets, because one of my bets yesterday, if you guys followed, was total bases Freddie Freeman. I had a fantasy score on another pick'em thing, and then I had the home run call. Freddie hits that opposite field homer, and I go, yes! And then I just kind of like duck my head, put my arms down. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm at Diamondbacks fans here. I was pretty stoked to get on the board because you weren't even here, and you had already passed.
Here. It was supposed to be here today. By the way, in more misery for Mets fans news, the third up yesterday, Michael Conforto with 3 for 4, a homer, 3 runs, 3 ribbies, 2 walks. Michael Conforto looking really sharp yesterday. I had real concerns about Conforto going into the year because he hadn't played in the whole season. He had the shoulder injury. This was a big game for him early on. We'll see if it continues to carry over. The Giants offense just lit up Lance Lynn. More on him in a second. But we kept saying, why take Jock Peterson when you can wait another 2 rounds and just take Michael Conforto? And so far, that logic seems to be paying off because Conforto looks pretty good, better than I anticipated him looking at this stage, especially in April. I don't know if it maintains, but Conforto, another guy, Welsh, I'm sure in some of the more shallow leagues is floating out there. Would you take a flyer on Conforto getting back to form? Because at his peak, this was a 25, 30 home run guy and a 265 batting average type.
Yeah, no, I mean, he started off awful against the Yankees. In the Yankees series, he was hitless. So coming into this Chicago series, having 2 multi-hit games, having some homers in there, absolutely. The Giants offense wants to get going. And I don't know particularly how great the pitching is in the NL West right now when they're playing those games. So yeah, Conforto is it's not even really a speculative ad. He's probably dropped in a whole lot of spots of people freaking out after that Yankees series, and I would swoop him up.
All right. Some guys maybe that had some bad days yesterday on Thursday. Lance Lynn had a bad day. I'm not worried at all. It was a day game. He left a couple pitches up. All the pitches he left up going out of the yard. I'm not worried. He was great in spring. He was due for a bad game. If he has 2 or 3, then we'll worry. His ERA's at 9. He gave up 8 earned runs yesterday, 5 Ks. After the game, he just said, I just sucked. Like, some days you just don't have it. Some days you leave balls up and they go out of the ballpark. Spencer Turnbull was a turnstile, 5 2/3, 5 earned for him, 1 strikeout, gave up a home run. His ERA is at 13.5. But oh man, the third down, Blake Snell, Welsh, oh man, 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 earned, 4 walks, only 2 Ks, ERA is at 7.88. Man,
what is this you're doing?
It's my Blake Snell voice. Oh man,
this is Blake Snell. Okay, yeah, no,
yeah, man.
I'm knowing a lot today. Well, Snell was on my trade 4 early on the video that I posted. This is not what you want to see, but I'm still giving it a couple. I'm still going to give it just a tiny bit because the strikeout numbers were crazy. He did not have. Atlanta's also it's a really tough matchup. But in that first game, he had all those swing and misses. He was getting strikeouts, but the ineffectiveness with the walks, you're seeing it again. I would just point out that last year, his first 2 months of the season, and that doesn't help, especially for the trade video side. Maybe we needed to save this for May. He was absolutely lit up. 4.8 ERA in May because he was out April, and a 6.2 ERA in June. But then he proceeded to have an under 3 ERA July on the rest of the entire year. So he's definitely a slow starter. I wouldn't go crazy freaking out about Blake Snell. If anything, I think this opened up more of a buying opportunity on the real low, but the walks have got to stop. It's brutal.
Justin in the chat, Blake Lively is better than Blake Snell. I can't disagree. She's hilarious on social media, by the way. Her and her
Is she?
husband, Ryan Reynolds, going at it
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
Well, Ryan
So
Reynolds is
funny.
great. Yeah.
That's what you're looking there. You're looking for that kind of relationship in life. But look, the Snell stuff, it's the inefficiency with Snell, which is why, even though you made, and a lot of people made a lot of good cases for the ADP being, too low on Snell, I thought it was deserved because the inefficiencies are always what comes around with him. When he is efficient, he's a very good pitcher. When he's not, unfortunately, he becomes a fantasy liability. And I think that's something that it's puzzling as to why. I don't know if it's a mental thing, if it's a mechanical thing. I don't know what that reason is. And, when he's on the West Coast, I don't get to see as much Blake Snell. You see the highlights. You don't really get to watch full games very often. So that's just something to, keep in mind, that if he has a good run here and you're not buying it, then maybe you get out of the Blake Snell business. Here was a
maybe. By the way, and I'm taking a look here too. The swing and misses were way down again because I hadn't really looked into the start. Slider up, fastball. The velos were kind of down. It was just ineffectiveness and no command. It didn't look like anything else really, really worrisome. Though the changeup even went down further, and I know no one wants him to throw that. So yeah, I don't know. You could get out of the Blake Snell business, but I think it might be a little bit too early.
All right, remember, it is Fun Friday, so I got some fun stuff lined up here on the show. And Troy wants to know, where do we post home run calls? Well, Troy, you post them at fantasypros.com/chat in our Discord. That's what you do. So join the Discord. It's free to join. And then go look for the home run channel, and then you can get some free stuff. We're giving away monthly prizes. We're giving away an annual prize. It's going to be so much fun. Good things. Get in the home run contest. It's April. You got plenty of time. Hey, you get one right today, you're tied with Welsh. This is a fun article. It was on MLB that I took. It was key trends and takeaways from the first week of baseball. I thought this was fun, Welsh. Ironically, BABIP is up. Who would have thought? Batting average and balls in play in the league is up. That is a good trend. You know why? Because the shift is not what it used to be. So, of course, BABIP is up, and that's good for baseball. The time of game, still low. Also good. Here's what was interesting to me. A lot of hitters setting personal best and exit velocity marks. And some of the names are not your normal names. Like, it's guys like Jake Berger going 116 and a half, going Josh Lowe 109, Brendan Donovan 109. It begs the question, is this April or is this the juice ball back?
Ooh, man, you undersold it too. Taylor Motter had, I think, the second hardest at 114.8. That tells you.
Taylor Motter, 114.8 miles per hour. Yep.
I would never discount that the juice ball is back. If someone said it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I believe it. If I were to look in a different direction, I wonder if it's also just the approach with pitching and the fast pitch stuff. I mean, it's wild when you're, especially at a game like it was last night, with like how quick you turn your head one left or right, and all of a sudden the next pitch is coming. I wonder if it is part of the approach and the setup. There's a whole lot less going on. Reaction time with hitters, maybe a little bit more on point. It'd be interesting to look at like pitch usages. I know sweepers are renowned and everything like that, but maybe fastball usage is up. I don't know. I tend to think that also the speed of the game might be playing a little bit of a role in some of this, but also that doesn't like attest to the science behind it, which really the only true answer, besides like we have the shift and BABIP going up for hard exit velocities, would really just be the juice ball. The Aaron Judge ball. Maybe they just wanted to put the Aaron Judge ball back into play for the whole year.
Maybe they did. And just a reminder too, you have to be premium in order to get into the home run channel. And there's a way to do that. And that is 1 year free premium upgrade. Drop a comment below. You might be the person who wins that, which is amazing. Or you just go to fantasypros.com/upgrade /premium. Excuse me. I can't remember anything today. It's Friday. My mind is complete mush.
I called you
fantasypros.com/premium. That's where you upgrade to premium, because that's the word premium. Welsh. What? Oh, no. There we go. We were naked for a second. Speaking of all of the fun things going on. Now, Welsh was at the game yesterday. And when Mayor, this might have to be the poll of the day. I'm going to put this up there. Is this a picture of Welsh at the game or someone else?
I know exactly
Here's
what
the
you're
picture.
going to do.
I want everyone to take a good look at this picture and tell me, did Welsh shave? Is this the Welsh? Because it kind of looks like the Welsh in his playing days for the Diamondbacks. If you can correctly guess who this is, maybe it's the Welsh, maybe it's not. You will always win my undying respect, everybody. And again, this is a visual here, which is why you have to watch and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, FantasyPros MLB. I saw we just gained another 100 subscribers yesterday. Huge stuff. So take a good look. I want everybody to tell me, is this the Welsh?
Yeah.
Or is it someone else who actually did play or work for the Diamondbacks?
Take a good look. Take a good look, because you know what? There's nothing more offensive than someone being like, "Oh, you know what you look like?" It's always offensive. Has there ever been a time where someone's like, "Hey, you look like," and you're like, "Wow, that's a compliment."
I don't think that's offensive at all. I think this guy looks happy to be a Diamondback. What is offensive? He's a good-looking guy. He's
Joe. Has anybody ever been
baseball?
like, "Hey, you know who you look like?" and you saw it and you're like, "Wow, look at that."
All the time.
Yes, like
everybody says I look like the lead singer from Disturbed. That's what people say that I look like.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, yeah.
And the funny thing is, the other day we talked about, well, does Joe, look like the lead singer of Disturbed? And we talked about also the different wigs that I have to wear when we get to 15,000 subscribers. And one of them was potentially a Girl Scout wig. So here's a fun picture of what that might look like. So there you go. Are you down with the Thin Mints, everybody? Get down with the Thin Mints. Ooh, wah, ah, ah.
Hold on. Is that the face of the Disturbed singer?
That is the face of the Disturbed singer.
All right, you do look a lot
selling
like
Thin
him.
Mints in a Girl Scout wig. So
you actually look a lot like this guy.
I know I do. Boom. There you go. So I hope, again, if you're just listening to the show, you gotta watch. It's just, this is the
at least for me.
Part of the show.
At least for me, nothing has ever been a positive. They're always negative. They're like, "Hey, John, I had someone."
Well, I like this one from Donnie C, cousin Donnie. You seem too happy in that picture, so it can't possibly be you.
No, it can't be me. I had someone come up to me. I'm not even joking. I was with a friend to a spring training game and ask if I was John Lackey, and I was like, I hate my life.
Well, it's not John Lackey. So has anyone guessed in the chat who that is?
Not a single person.
No. All right, we're going to go do some more baseball stuff. And while you're thinking about it, I want to hear your answers. Is it Welsh? And if anybody can figure out who that is, let me tell you.
What a horrific handle for me to have too. If this is going to be a game, is it the Welsh? It's going to be a whole game now. It's just going to be pictures of monsters that look like me.
After all, is it the Welsh? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys are going to go to the Goonies and pick the. You're going to pick the monster in Goonies. Does this look like the Welsh?
Like, I want you to
we're all having fun
this weekend for Easter, and then on Monday I want you to come back to the show with the Diamondbacks hat on and see if that works.
Actually, I am. Like it's funny. I am shaving. I am shaving this weekend.
I got to get better at bringing us back in properly. See, these. I tell you, this is Friday, folks. This is what happens. All right, let's get to some prize picks here, and of course, with prize picks, Welsh, you've been crushing these. What do you have on tap for us? I'll go through mine after yours.
I'll tell you though, the Jordan Lyles one killed me yesterday. I just want to point out
5 2/3. I texted you when I saw it.
One
more out. It's all
the response I gave. I should say. He got out of the fifth with 95 pitches, down 5, and the team brought him back in and then replaced him, and he was able to get an out or two. He actually even gave up a walker hit on the first batter in the next inning. It was crazy to me. They just didn't want me to hit it. I've got 2 lock guys, and I'm going to have a wacko one today. So for prize picks, I'm going to go for a 3 first. So $20 would pay you $100. If you want to do that, use a promo code leading off. I've got Trey Turner fantasy score 8.5 points. I like that one today. Going up against, I think it's the Reds, right? Hunter Green and the Reds. I've got Aaron Judge total bases. I think he's got like a 400 or 500 record against Dean Creamer. Yes. Give me Aaron Judge total bases, and follow me on this one. Mackenzie Gore, strikeouts over 4. His prop is actually at 4.5. I like him to hit 5 or 6 in this game. So I'm going to put Mackenzie Gore in there. So one does not look like the other. Aaron Judge, total bases, fantasy score for Trey Turner, and Mackenzie Gore strikeouts over for my 3-piece on the prize picks.
Doesn't Dean Creamer sound like one of those bad guys who runs the college in one of those crappy 90s movies, right?
Oh,
like, oh no, we pissed off Dean Creamer.
He's got like big, like slicked back hair, 100%. Yeah.
He's wearing a jacket with elbow
he's really
pads,
mean to his secretary, and 100%.
Yeah. Don't forget, everybody, prize picks will match 100% of your first deposit up to $100. Use that promo code leading off, and you can download the app or just go to prizepicks.com. But you got to use the promo code leading off. That's what you got to do. All right, my picks for today. I'm sticking with the mostly the fantasy stuff today, but I do have one. I'm going back to the well with the Lucas Giolito and the White Sox. Yesterday burned me bad. I'm learning to just move on to the next day. Very Bill Belichick. I'm on to Cincinnati. 5.5 pitcher strikeouts. I'm going with the over on that one. Francisco Lindor, hitter fantasy score over 7 today. And Shohei Ohtani tonight. That's right. You got your daily Ohtani 8.5. I'm going over on that one as well. In terms of betting today, back on the White Sox again because they're playing the Pirates. I don't care. Yesterday's a bad day. Shake it off. Move on. White Sox, Milwaukee, Dodgers. You put those 3 favorites together, you get plus 307 on the money line over on FanDuel. Go make that wager today. I've already made that wager too. You throw $10, you win 30. It's a good day. Everyone's happy. Shohei Ohtani, 0.5 RBIs. I like the over on DraftKings on that. Tyler McGill, 6.5 strikeouts. I think that number's way too high on FanDuel. I'm going the under on that. Randy Arozarena, 0.5 RBI. Going against the Oakland A's today. That's over on DK, 0.5. Again, these are straight from the prop bet cheat sheet over at Betting Pro, so go check them out. Welsh, what are you wagering on today?
Hey, pointing out yesterday, my money line parlay hit. If you guys took it, I think it was just Toronto and Atlanta. That one was a nice plus 150, I believe it was. All right, so the plays that I have got for you today, Matt Olson, total bases. I like Judge and I like Trout, but they're both minus money on the total bases. But Matt Olson, total bases 1.5 over. He's got a 577 career record against, I'm completely blanking on the pitcher who's going against. That's plus 115. So Matt Olson, total bases. I have got 2 weird strikeout ones. One is the Mackenzie Gore one, which is sitting around, I actually think it might be plus money right now, like plus 110, 115. Mackenzie Gore strikeouts 4.5. I'm taking over. This is the weirdest one, and you might have to pair it with something. Brad Keller strikeouts 3.5. He's got some new breaking balls. I love this one. It's minus 160 on books, though, so it's kind of a no better. You could pair it with Gore. I actually also did a pairing with Zach Eflin because I kind of like Eflin today, but however you want to do it. And then finally, I'm going with a hits parlay, and I'm putting that with 3 guys, Olson, Turner, and Mike Trout. Just need 1 hit across the board. That pays 200. Just have a little funsies there, and those are my bets.
All right, let's settle this funsie. This picture here, again, FantasyPros YouTube channel, youtube.com/FantasyPros MLB. This is the MLB channel we want you to be a part of. If you're looking at it right now, this is not the Welsh. It is Rico Brogna, ladies and gentlemen. Remember Rico Brogna? Played for the Mets.
It's a great name.
Yeah, played for the Phillies. You remember Rico Brogna, first baseman. Rico Brogna, short-lived time with the Diamondbacks, but my God, you always look like John Lackey. There's a John Lackey thing here, but there's something about this one here. I'm telling you. If under the hat, shaved, it's the smirk. And this is not Joe Pizzapia, just so you know. It is. It could be. It does look a lot like me.
Yeah, Thin Mint guy?
I like the s'mores cookie. I think Girl Scout cookies are overrated. Hot take. I think they are. I think they're just, it's fine. I buy them every year to support, but I don't go crazy like, oh my God, the Girl Scout cookies. Like, who cares? I got better.
They're moving on to new stuff. I was just forced into buying popcorn for my kid to support their school.
Oh, they've moved into snacks now.
$10 bags of popcorn. So we'll see how that goes.
Is your daughter a Girl Scout?
No. This is like a school fundraiser, and they have to. They get something apparently for selling it, and there's it's the most expensive popcorn, but it looks really good. Gourmet popcorn or Thin Mint.
Gourmet popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah, the Thin Mints are overrated. I'm just saying. Like, I'd rather have an Oreo if I'm going to eat a cookie. Just saying. Okay. But the s'mores cookie is very good. Just pointing it out there. I like the s'mores cookie. DFS. Here's what I like today. Here's your fun Oppo play. Zach Eflin at home, 8.8K. It's going to be very under rostered. If you're looking for a secondary pitcher on DK, go that route. Brandon Woodruff at 10.5. Clayton Kershaw at 10.8. Those are your big dogs today. They got good matchups. Just do it. Milwaukee's whole lineup is still underrated, underappreciated. I like the Milwaukee stack. You can kind of get some of the Dodger guys and the Tampa Bay guys by using some of the Milwaukee guys. So I'm back on that train, which brings us, of course, to the home run calls of the day, which is always a good time. The home run board as of today. Shout out to Ethan for making the board every day. BHB Daddy, not HGH Daddy, which is a whole other thing. He's at 5 still, or she's at 5. They I guess is the proper pronoun. They are at 5.
They are at 5.
Somebody give me a Bud Light. JJ Tater is up at 4. I like the name JJ Tater for a home run.
I like saying the word Tater.
I'm rooting low key. I'm rooting for JJ Tater.
Me too.
I am going with Freddie Freeman tonight. I am going with Freddie Freeman for the weekend because I always make my weekend calls. He's got Bumgarner today, so I figure they're going to get in that bullpen pretty quick. That's my guess. Either that or Bumgarner goes 7 shutout innings. That seems to be what April's all about. But I'm going with your boy, Freddie Freeman, keeping the streak alive throughout the weekend. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call today?
I'm going to go with Matt Olson. Matt Olson's a part of my total bases. Like I said, there's a good BVP matchup here. See if I can possibly find it to give it to you real quick. Yeah, he against Nick Martinez. He's got a couple career homers and only 10 plate appearances. He's got 2 homers, a 444 average, and 1100 slug. I like him. Mike Mayer completely copied me on this, but I think for the weekend, I guess I'll go with Olson for the weekend. I almost went Judge. Judge was the other one if I had to have that, but we're going to go with Matt Olson. We'll lock it in for the weekend. Let's get some homers. Let's get more on the board. That's what I'm trying to do.
True story here from the Vapors in the chat. Peppermint JoJo's from Trader Joe's crushed in vanilla ice cream. That is absolutely a good thing.
You know what's hilarious? I have the JoJo's in my pantry right now, but they're the vanilla JoJo's from Trader Joe's. Ooh. We didn't get the
how are the I haven't had the vanilla JoJo.
Phenomenal really? JoJo's, Joe.
Oh, but that's a lot. So if I take a picture of myself eating the JoJo's, that's Joe eating JoJo's. That'd
be a great item in the FantasyPros shop. Just have little Joe-faced Oreos.
That's what everybody wants.
Eat yourself a Joe this weekend, everybody.
Some really some different takes here on the Thin Mints. Some people very much agreeing with me. The Positive Grouch agreeing with me. Thin Mints are the worst. I don't think they're the worst. I think they're overrated. And then UE2K, Thin Mints are awesome. Saying otherwise is blasphemous. So very hot takey today in the chat. Yeah. Things are going on there. Welsh, before we close out today, what are you looking forward to this weekend in Major League Baseball? You already did go. Oh, Mayer just changed his home run call. I just saw it to CJ Cron because he doesn't want to be like you. So CJ Cron, everybody, just got changed. Oh, Mayer, the worst. He just doesn't want to be with you at all.
He just can't even sit with me.
Watch, CJ Cron has 3 home runs today, and you get an offer from Matt Olson.
100% over 4 strikeouts. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for Corbin Carroll to ever swing the bat properly. I'm looking forward to changing.
Is he going to sit tonight against Kershaw?
Oh, 100%. I told Bogman that last night before the game was over. I'm like, there is 0 chance he plays. He's playing so bad, swinging through everything. Get him the hell out of there. It's against a lefty. No way he plays tonight. But I'm really looking forward to taking this autographed mantle and switching it out for another number 7, which we'll be putting up on the wall next week.
Mets opening day today in their ballpark. The new screen. I don't know if you've seen this. Uncle Steve bought us a new TV. It is ridiculous. So it's almost like the Dallas Cowboys stadium. It feels like now. It's like the biggest screen I've ever seen in a baseball stadium.
I saw that they actually had this weird edit in MLB The Show where they screwed up the screen so bad. It was like a third of the entire video game screen because they didn't do it properly because it's some crazy wild screen that the Mets have put up. I'm excited to see it. I like big old screens back there.
Big old screens are good. Big old home runs are even better too. So again, everybody enjoy your holiday weekend here. Enjoy that time with your friends, with your family, or if you haven't, you're away from those folks, enjoy the baseball and just, try to relax a little bit and take some time for yourself. It's good to do. It's good. Mental health is important. Take a little break. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. Enjoy the baseball. It's going to be a lot of it. And again, remember, it's only the first week or so of baseball. The things that happen here become a distant memory come May and June. So don't hyperventilate. Don't get too crazy about everything. Put your waiver wire claims in. If you haven't already, go check out my waiver wire video and Welsh's trade video. It's right here on the FantasyPros MLB YouTube channel. And if you just listening to this show, as Mike Mayer was trolling me before, what a great listen today for everybody, all these visual things. Well, we want you to come and watch the YouTube show because it's a good time. It's fun. We want you to join us live when you can too, because we're a good time. So enjoy the baseball. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.